Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so look, we're watching the horrors of public transportation. You know what I'm saying? I streamed literally. I just ended the stream, but we making it do what though. So we reacted. It don't matter for real. Hold up, man. Man, pizza just makes me hungry, bro.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a
So a couple of weeks back, I failed my
Hold up. She eat that like a stripper. All right.
driving test for the second time. And I'm pissed, enraged, furious. I'm going crazy here. Do you have any idea how much money I've spent by now on my bank account just to get a foul fail? I'm broke now. No dinero right now on my bank account just to get a foul fail. I'm broke now. No dinero.
Bro, this literally be happening around the world, bro. Like, get your driver's license. I'm a permit test. You gotta redo that shit because you failed, bro. You gotta pay for it too.
Dinero's nothing. And with how difficult it is to even get your license in England, with waiting times being up to 6 to 7 months.
I forgot this nigga's British. I forgot he's from London, bro. Or England. I don't know. My fault.
And tests cost about £200. I want to destroy the very thing, society. But I digress. Me passing my driving test and getting my license would have led me to break out of the constant
I forgot. Shout out to what's his channel? Shout out to Waze. Let me show you his channel. Shout out to Waze right here. W man's funny as hell too. Like, yes, sir.
cycle of despair that is public transport. Because as useful as it is to helping you get around most places, being occasionally cost effective and a reliable source of transportation, it's still terrible. I want to be speeding down the streets at 9 p.m. listening to J. Cole, not sitting beside a crying baby with my AirPods barely working. That's some bullshit.
Oh God, that's some bullshit, bro.
At 9 p.m. listening to J. Cole, not sitting beside a crying baby with my AirPods barely working. That's some bullshit. And I'm not.
Y'all ever hold something like a dog or a child? I just think of it like, oh, I just want to pummel you. I just want to like kick you, like intrusive thoughts, but like you ain't really doing nothing because you're not trying to get a charge.
Says I come off as some bougie entitled man that has the big bucks like my name is Scrooge McDuck, having a private chauffeur that drives me everywhere or some shit. My wallet's empty all the time. I'm saying this as somebody who's taken and still does take public transport their whole entire life. As a baby, through school, going on vacation.
What is that bill?
And still does take public transport their whole entire life.
What is that, man, child?
As a baby, through school, go on vacation, taking a boat through the middle of the ocean. I've been through it all. In reality, there's no way nobody hasn't taken a form of public transport in their life. And if you surprisingly haven't, well, you must be rich, man. But as good as it is generally getting from point A to B, there's too many weird variables and strange phenomena that can make it traumatizing. Take buses, for example. Universally the most used transport for anyone. School kids, workers.
Not gonna lie, the worst transportation ever. Like, you know how the amount of people that do shit on the bus, bro. It's either got to be the most safest or the most worst place to get caught.
The guy that probably lives on there the whole shebang might be the most convenient way to see, especially for you man in America. You have school buses that pull up in your nose. That shit is blessed. But also, that's gonna get mad creepy at times. Like imagine those people that get on the bus with you now know where you live. I mean, they just pull up to your house and say hello. That's scary. But when it comes to
bro, somebody literally pull up to my crib, bro. I'm like, yo, get the fuck out my property, being nigga. If I boom your ass and I take your sister.
Just taking buses around, it can either be a carefree normal commute or it can end up like the purge. Like the times when I used to be in secondary school, when it came to going home, my main way to get home was by taking the bus. But because I was one out of 3 schools in the area sharing one stop, you can guess how that went. The bus stops would always be packed. People pushing and barging each other, doing a whole WWE moves to make
Oh my god, yo.
stops would always be packed. People pushing and barging
This game, this World Z was a bitch. I hate
each
that
other,
game.
doing a whole WWE move to make sure they even get on the right bus. Because you know, as quick as they come, nobody's trying to be waiting another 3 minutes in the cold ass rain for the bus to come. I'm trying to get on now, fam. And the types of kids I used to hop on the bus with were some of the most unfiltered, no home training people.
What the fuck? Hey, if y'all want to watch me watch Gumbo, put that shit in the comments.
Kids I used to hop on the bus with were some of the most unfiltered, no home training people I've ever witnessed in my life. If your has double-decker buses, it is exactly like a rite of passage to go to the upper floor. That shit is like the hive spot for all the young people. Like the bottom floor is usually for the elderly, people with buggies, or if there's no space upstairs, you just stand there. And
What the fuck?
the bottom floor is usually for the elderly, people with
Yo, get your little nigga pick up ass up,
buggies,
bruh.
or if there's no space upstairs, you just stand there. And 99% of the time, the vast majority are gonna go upstairs. Now, with you going upstairs, the people at the back of the bus are so
How am I watching that ad to travel and it's giving me wait what? How am I watching a video on traveling and it's giving me an ad to watch on travel? Yo, you should be watching me, bro.
so degrading. Why are you so loud?
Ew.
At the back of the bus are so degrading. Why are you so loud for? Every nigga on the bus can hear you, even the man them downstairs. Like, I swear to God, you guys didn't understand how bad it was back then. I would be sitting at the front of the upper floor, AirPods are wide, earphones in, blasting rap music so I don't have to hear these lot scream. But they somehow overpower it every time. Where's the decorum? The manners? What do you have to be talking about that has to be so loud that everyone else has to hear your business? Shut up!
Literally, them fucking girls, bro. Them hot Cheeto girls, bro. I swear to God. Say one word to them. Like they rap it like the Eminem, bro. I swear to God, bro. Like no stutter. No stutter when they cooking your ass too. That's the hard part. That's the crazy part. They don't stutter. When they're frying you, they don't stutter. After like Eminem rap go. Like, that's literally them. Yeah.
Man, and I'm saying this as somebody who's chilled at the back of the bus plenty of times before. It's a vibe spot to be in. But the screaming certain people used to get into is a level of annoying you really couldn't comprehend. In these times, I used to have to stay on the bus until near the very end. At least 3 stops before it would terminate. So for a good 12 to 13 stops, including tons of traffic, I would just hear people scream their asses off and bullshit. Get off, man! And this is one of the few things that makes taking the bus a more hateful experience. Let me give all of you here a quick rundown of something. When it comes to taking buses in London, if you're a kid or a student up until the age of 18, you can get something called a Zip Oyster card, which basically gives you free access to most of the buses in London. Also discounts train prices and makes them a little bit cheaper. How nice of them. And long story short, with this card, it gives you free travel. Yet at the same time, everyone used to lose it. And depending on how chill the bus driver was, they would either just let it slide and be like, you ain't got your bus pass? Alright, man, get on the bus. Or they would hold it up, like they clearly couldn't tell that the person in front of them is built like a school kid, and start tweaking about them not having their bus pass. You ain't got your bus pass? You ain't got your bus pass? No. Deceiver, criminal, delinquent, get the hell out. Get out. Who do I look like to you?
Bro. No, bro. I hate niggas that be like that, bro. Especially for the most stupid
El
shit.
Chapo? I would be in school uniform. My school's logo around the blazer. He can clearly see that. Tucked in shirt, looking smart. And you still want to let me on this bus? I'm a kid. Like, don't get me wrong. I've lost my bus pass countless of times. And occasionally, they will let me on if I just ask them politely. I mean, it's a card. A lot of people lose cards. But then, when it came to a certain group of school kids, I would see trying to get on after losing theirs. It's no wonder some bus drivers are dickheads. Because either they would choose to have a whole nigga moment from the Boondocks with them, staging a whole coup d'etat to get on, or they would just crash out at the driver, which would hold up the entire bus.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, especially since I hate school, I got niggas to see in school. If you holding up the bus, I'm respectfully socking you in the back of your motherfucking head, bro. Oh, I just muted.
And hold up the entire bus. Hey, what's up, young blood? You got your bus pass? What do you mean you lost it, bro? A dog ate your Oyster card. And somehow that dog is in London Zoo. So a dog ate your bus pass. It's in London Zoo, and somehow it made its way to Manchester. I would have let you on the bus if you just said please. Also,
Oh, that bullshit for nothing, bro.
with these type of people, it didn't help that they used to wear bellies and look like they were gonna do some crazy shit. So I'm sure that's why they weren't allowed on in the first place. But these type of guys would hold up the entire bus, making me even more late to wherever I had to go. When I would have basketball training back in the days after school, the delays they would cause would be so bad, I would change on the bus. Yes, it was embarrassing. But you know what else is embarrassing? Truancy. It's disrespectful. I low-key missed the times I used to be a baby. I was treated like a prince back then. I was fed well, had a whole section of a room to myself, and had my own form of transportation.
Literally, being a baby was the best.
Sitting in a buggy getting pushed around made me feel like that guy. I used to be balling back then. But now, I'm sitting on a seat looking at a phone number someone put on the back of them. I'm such a bum now. And speaking of bums, trains are trash too. Looking at a phone number someone put on the back of them. I'm such a bum now. And speaking of bums, trains are trash too. Although I'm getting around the place, it's way better than a bus.
I have never been on a train. I want to get on the train. I seen a train on my story and see. I should check out my page, but I went on a train, bro, never again.
It's leading to a lot more people being able to get on them. They're fast as hell, blitzing through stations in like 5 to 10 minutes, and there's no traffic with it. So it's not like you could ever be late as long as you leave on time for the right train to catch. It's kind of perfect. But these are the only good things about them. After that, trains are a bunch of bullshit too. First off, with them being monumentally expensive, you could go on a train, beep your
Pass out. Hey, whoa. What you mean pass out? Hey, you good? What you mean about a pass out? No. Don't pass out. Don't pass out. What? Hold up. Stop, bro. Hold up. I think she's okay. I texted her. No, that's my friend in the chat. I was like, nah, that's my friend. Hold up. Yo, don't pass out. What the fuck? Bro, you joking or you playing? Or you being for real, bro? You got me worried, bro.
card on, get on for 1 or 2 stops, and the next day you're waking up to your bank account being on overdraft. Cause why the hell for 1 stop would they charge me £10? £10. I know that might not seem like a lot, but I'm
Yeah, that's not a lot. I was about
saying
to say.
even the shortest distance by train there and back, it's still gonna end up being £10. So that's the minimum you'd end up spending every time. You know what else I could do with £10 with that amount of money? I could buy a box meal at Popeyes. And I know that might not seem like a lot, but Popeyes are just too bussin', man. And to most workers, £10 is almost like an hour of work. Popeyes are just too bussin', man. And to most workers, £10
$13.
is almost like an hour of work. Bullshit. And trains in rush hour, whether it be in the mornings or 5 p.m. after work, are mental. The whole train gets packed up. There's no space no more. It's like when the anchovies appeared in that one SpongeBob episode, fully overtaking the Krusty Krab, destroying everything. That's how trains are. You can't even move no more. You're frozen in the middle of the giant heap of people you're in. Not to mention, it's mad hot in here.
If trains are like that, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I do not like going on no train, bro.
Fucking hell hot, man. Like 1 chip challenge hot is fuming in here. If you take any train that's underground, best believe you're gonna be feeling like it's a sauna in there. They ain't got no air conditioning. Where are my taxes going? You're gonna be feeling like it's a sauna in there. They ain't got no air conditioning. Where are my taxes going? And a place where it's cold the majority of the year round, I'm obviously gonna be wearing a lot of layers anywhere. So when I do take any underground trains, I come out sweating my ass off. It's OD hot in there. Well, by far, the worst thing about trains is when your train is on diversion. See, a bus being on diversion is not that deep because, you know, there's multiple bus routes that go down the exact same way. So you're fine. You can just take an alternative and walk for a bit. But with trains, it's a different story. Most trains might go the same way, but they end up at different places. So if you had a specific train you needed to get to go,
picked a great name, but your voice
God.
doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
VoiceMod gives you over 150 lag-free, real-time voice changers and unlimited soundboards. Whether you
I'm gonna check that shit out later.
go somewhere, and instead of going there, it's now on diversion. To summarize it quickly, you ain't going there no more. Now you can't because the route you wanted to take is blocked off. I don't know, maybe there's construction going on. It's some bullshit. Now you go find another way around, which will probably take long to get to where you wanted to go now. It's cooked. And let me give you a scenario so I can help you understand it better. If you're coming in from the city and you're trying to go downtown, but
Hold up. My YouTube is lagging like a bitch. I think it's because of the app I just clicked. Hold up. Are we good? Are we good?
so I can help you understand it better. If you're coming in from the outskirts of a city and you're trying to go downtown, but the only way downtown is by taking a train that would take you exactly there. You find out after you already paid to enter the station, the train you wanted to go on is now diverted. You now look for a different way to get downtown, only to find out now you have to take a bunch of monkey travel methods to get there. You gotta take 2 trains now out of 1. Another bus, 1 bicycle ride there. You're gonna be late. It's over. Now you're gonna be late to school. You're gonna be late to your test. You're going to fail. Your life has 0 purpose. It's over. And to that I say, riot. Riot. Riot.
Also,
It's over. And to that I say, riot. Riot.
this movie was a crazy movie. I do not recommend watching this around your people alone. Yeah.
Riot! Trains are hella reliable though. Truthfully, they're probably one of the best forms of transportation beside cars. But when diversions start happening often and you realize the price you're paying to even be on a train, yeah. It's no wonder people bump barriers, man. Ain't nobody trying to pay for this. Oh, and you think I'm done with this little rent? No, I'm coming for all forms of public transport now. Airplanes? Hell no. Cruises? No. People who drive motorhomes? Who are you? I don't trust you, man. In fact, we're gonna segue into the best part of this video. My beautiful and loyal subscribers and people who have watched me have sent in some of their own personal public transport stories. In where I've read some of these and thought to myself, how are you not in a mental institution? Some of you men have crazy experiences. I don't know how you're still sane after this. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time yapping so I can read a lot more confessions. So I'm gonna read some of the worst ones on this list because there's a lot of mad behavior in some
Why you see shaking ass on my screen, bro?
of these stories. I'm not gonna lie to you. So without further ado, let's go. So me and my brother were coming back from school and there was this crazy kid, about 11 or 12, that kept being loud AF and was jumping around from seat to seat. The bus was pretty full of other kids and general public because it was a public bus, not private. So old ladies would turn around and shake their head. For some reason, the kid knew us. I saw him before but never spoken to him. So suddenly, I was part of his scheme. Like some kind of perpetrator. I was put in the same pot as him, which of course
Oh my god, bro. All this shit, bro. This is some truth for everybody. Everybody experienced this shit before.
meant I was getting odd looks as well, despite me not talking to him or looking at him. Just before we arrived at our stop, I thought it was over. Little did I know that the situation will get worse. Faye had other plans for me that day. The bus driver stopped the bus, left the cabin, and walked to the back of the bus where we were and shouted, "Would you please sit down?" Total silence. He did sit down after that. Our stop was right off. Why couldn't that happen after we left, man? Man, I hate when that happens. When you get roped into stupid shit just because you may know somebody. Like you might be in my homeroom class, but I ain't know you waiting, friends. Except for the guy who would give me a spare pencil. I love you. One day, me and my boys were coming back from a night out, and on the train, one of my boys, we'll call him Jay, started pressing one of my other boys. But the whole group ain't F with Jay, except for me. Thing led to another, and Jay got jumped by the whole group in the train with nowhere to run. My crossfitted ass just sat there and watched. Shit was peak. Alright, this is less about transport than it
Nigga said shit was peak, bro. Oh my god. Oh shit.
is about you being a terrible friend. You really thought I wasn't gonna expose you here, huh? Cause what do you mean you watch your boy get jumped by your other boys? What type of person are you? You need to lose all your friends and lock yourself away. You're terrible, bro. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was driving and then I wasn't. Power to you, my brother. Mate, this was absolutely disgusting. Was on the way back home from work on the bus, went upstairs to the top deck and sat down. Bus wasn't too busy. I was near the back and there were a few people dotted around. As I'm staring out the window, just decompressing and trying to chill, every so often I'm hearing snip, snip. I look up and 3 rows in front of me with their bare toes curled over the seat in front. There's somebody hacking at their toenails with nail clippers. Bare dogs out in
Oh my god. Ew.
public, shearing them down. I gagged. It was horrific. I could see the remnants of their talons arching through the air. Not dramatic or anything, but literally the boldest and grossest thing I've ever seen someone do on public transport. They were so nonchalant cutting their nails in public and leaving them wherever they flew off to. Nah, I can't. See, this gets me thinking, have human beings just lost decorum as the years have gone by? Like, are we just a bunch of monkeys who eat flies off of her? I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but whatever happened to home training?
Facts, bro. Facts, bro. Especially y'all white niggas, bro. Y'all got no home training, bro.
Because apparently, some people lack it now. It's nasty. I feel for you, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Okay, so check this out. I was like 9 on the train really late at night by myself. I snuck out a lot. There was only an old lady who looked genuinely really sweet, so I didn't think much of her. I was on my phone, so I have no awareness. Tell me why cut. And this effing grandma is in the middle of the train taking a dookie. So I'm completely...
Ew.
And this effing grandma is in the middle of the train taking a dookie. So I'm completely grossed out. And I hear her stop coming up. I could just take the next train. So I wait for my train to stop. And as it's stopping and I'm getting up, she starts screaming. And I look over. She is picking up the dookie. She just took it and is looking at me while screaming. I was like, dear God. And the door's open. She starts running toward me with the dookie. And I don't think I've ran my little foul.
That's some evil shit.
Open. She starts running toward me with the dookie. And I don't think I've ran my little foul past the outer train. And I look back and she stays in the train car and eats the dookie. Safe to say, I didn't sneak out for a while after that. Yo, have you guys ever seen and eats the dookie? Safe to say, I didn't sneak out for a while after that. Yo, have you guys ever seen a movie called Legion where the old lady starts moving crazy because she's a fallen angel or something? That's what this story gives the impression of. What possessed an old woman to try and throw a number 2 at you? That's diabolical. Not to mention, how did your parents not notice you sneaking out at 9? Did you have a secret tunnel or something? That's crazy. This isn't something that happened to me, but my grandparents. So there was this one time my grandparents and older cousins were at NYC. They had wanted some food for them and my cousins. So they went to get some fried chicken at night and took the subway. Little did they know, they were being followed by at least 30 homeless people on the train. They said they were sniffing them and groveling over the guts of that chicken. Apparently one even licked them. They said they ran out
No, if I got licked, bro, airing that bitch out. My family included. Nah, I'm playing.
that subway car as fast as they could.
Hold on, I'm checking my shit. I hope she's alive. That's such a dumb way to say. My fault, bro.
So they couldn't get followed to their room. Apparently they saw some other weird things. My grandparents and cousins are still alive. So I guess it all ended up a-okay. I mean, shit, that story is kind of crazy. But I mean, they still got the fried chicken though. A win's a win. High five, they did it, man. This story takes place back to my first days in kindergarten when I was riding the bus with my older brother. There was a guy I absolutely despised who was sitting behind us on the bus.
Albion Online is a sandbox RPG in which you write your own story instead of...
Game is so fucking ass. Kill yourself. Now.
We'll call him Jaden. He was a bully who constantly talked smack about my brother and people swallowing himself. Jaden was introducing himself to me while we were on the school bus. He extended his hand for a handshake, but my brother told me not to touch him. I saw Jaden's friends smiling and giggling on the side of him. I contemplated my decision for a few seconds, exchanging glances between the guy and my brother before the most nefarious, most devious idea emerged from the darkest corners of my brain. I stood up, turned around, and shoved my clothed backside into the bully's face. Then, I let out the loudest gust of wind from my cheeks that I have never had the fortune of producing in my life, ever again. The entire...
Say what now?
from my cheeks that I've never had the fortune of producing in my life ever again. The entire back of the bus erupted in shock and laughter, causing the bus driver to pull over. I turned to see Jaden's face in absolute horror, gasping and staring at me with sheer disgust. All the while, my brother had the happiest smile on his face. How evil do you have to be
Bro, what the fuck?
to fart in a The entire back of the bus erupted in shock and laughter, causing the bus driver to pull over. I turned to see Jaden's face in absolute horror, gasping and staring at me with sheer disgust. All the while, my brother had the happiest smile on his face. How evil do you have to be to fart in a whole other kid's face? Like, I get why you did it, but you probably gave it pink eye. You did catch a window, man, and you know what they say. Revenge is a dish best served smelly. You were just defending your brother. I see no wrong here. And now, this brings me to the last story I want to share for the video. But first off, I have to go ahead and thank every single one of you who shared a story. I appreciate it a lot, and I'm grateful for whatever you did send. Even if it was some weird shit. You know who you are, bro. I'm sorry that I can't take all of them and throw them in the video, but maybe we can do something like that another time. And without further ado, here's the final. Before moving to America, I lived in a small town in southeastern Durango, Mexico. The surrounding states were occupied by the Sinaloa cartel, but the area I lived in wasn't as heavy as other areas, especially since we lived farther from the mountains, where narcotics are being made. El Chapo was named the 701st richest man by Forbes in 2009. Cartel activities get heavier. One of the biggest things my mother would warn me about is to respect the cartel, since they had a habit of making people disappear if any sort of disrespect is shown to. Around Christmas, me and a couple of school friends got on a transit from one town to another to visit an older friend's cousin. One of the guys there would do petty thefts in town to support his grandma or someone like that, and always had problems with authority. While on the bus, he got into an argument with an older guy over giving his seat up to some older woman who was standing next to my friend. While that was happening, two other guys brandishing walkie-talkies and handguns got onto the bus and yelled at the driver. My friend that was arguing was heated from arguing with the old man and started to yell at the guys. The group of guys proceeded to pull my friend and the bus driver out of the bus. They pushed them onto their vehicles and drove off. A week later, the both of them turned up dead. My aunt told me years later that the bus driver would snitch out members to opposing cartels for cash, and they went onto the bus to question him. Because of my friend arguing, they instead took them both and murked them as a show of power. This thing happens all the time, and this one was pretty to the other stories I would hear when I go back to visit. Well, guess I'm never visiting Mexico. You never gonna see me there now, believe it. But all jokes
Oh God, y'all not see me in Mexico.
aside, I'm happy you made it out of that place. It just sounds terrible. And this is everything I wanted to go about today. Most of their hate just comes from me failing my driving test again. But I've invested way too much money to stop anyway. Plus, them late night calling me, so I gotta keep at it. If you guys have any more embarrassing transport stories or anything you personally hate about public transport, write in the comment. I appreciate anyone who made it this far in the video. Hope you have a wonderful day. And the moral of this yapping session, my Lord and Savior, Jermaine Cole is retiring.
No, this nigga retiring.
This session, my Lord and Savior, Jermaine Cole is retiring. No! Oh, and also Dragon Ball Super Season 2 is coming, baby! Let's get it!
Nah, that's ways for y'all. Hey, W nigga, bro. Hey, should we watch some more of him? Hold up. Let me put that flow, huh? Bit, let it go, huh? Nigga, later. I said, damn, what it does, huh? Enemy's biggest menaces. This nigga, the black one, crazy. But I'm hungry as hell. May get something to eat. I don't know. Let me see. Like, what the fuck going on? Struggle cornflakes, disgusting. I don't care. Oh, let's see this shit. Matter of fact, Def Games, I see. We probably gonna react to one more, and that's probably gonna be the last one we react to. Valley Crash shows. 4. Reasonable.
Taste our world. Celestial Seasonings Tea.
Trying to write with nonstop pings? That's where Grammarly comes in.
Being nice is just a corny, pointless.
We have now just entered the best month of the year. Zootopia 2 just came out in cinema. It's cold as shit in the UK, moving like the Arctic. And best of all, Christmas is right around the corner. The streets have started to line up. People are getting their houses ready. And some of you here have probably started writing out stuff you want to cop for Christmas. Whether it be an iPad, a PS5, or most likely, you may want a gaming PC. So you can start streaming, playing Marvel Rivals, or just spending all that money to play Roblox at high FPS. No judgment here, some Roblox games are fire. But the point I'm trying to make here is that for those of you that want to buy PC parts to build your own PC, you're never getting them. Because look at the prices of parts now, man. It's diabolical. All because of flipping AI. Samsung, they want to buy everything. I hate robots, man. Kill them all. But we're getting off topic here. It's been a pretty blissful year so far. And with the times changing, the season...
Hold up.
seasons moving and life just being different, I thought for this video I would take it back and bring back an age-old classic. Ladies and gentlemen, you read the welcome to Reasonable Crashouts 5. We have returned. It's been a month since I made any type of crash out video, and I'm getting angry justifying some of these characters who had the right to destroy their own planets. I want my blood pressure to get high, man. And because this is the 5th installment in the Reasonable Crash Out universe, I thought we could make this special, amazing, tantalizing, and turn it into the first of its kind, the anime edition. In this video, I'll be breaking down anime characters who had the biggest reason to do what they had to do, why their biggest battles and what may seem like their most evilest moments was really something a lot of us could understand and relate to. I'm just a normal person who got angry, and you know, they
I just realized it's not even full screen. My fault. Shit.
blow up an entire city. I mean, again, but I spent way too much time yapping here. So without further ado, let's get into case number 1. And that is the legend, the GOAT himself, Sasuke Uchiha. And if we're being honest here, he's been hold from the start, man. When we're first introduced to Sasuke in the beginning of Naruto, he comes off as the brooding type, a kid who didn't like socializing and hated whatever attention he would get from the rest of his classmates and team. But the reason at the time why Sasuke was even like this was because his own brother murdered his entire clan and his parents.
Mind you, he murdered his entire family because Orochimaru kind of brainwashed the nigga, like lied to the nigga. Basically tricked the nigga to kill his own clan because they the strongest.
It told of his class was the brooding type, a kid who didn't like socializing and hated whatever attention he would get from the rest of his classmates and team. But the reason at the time why Sasuke was even like this was because his own brother murdered his entire clan and his parents and put him in a genjutsu of Itachi killing his parents over and over again. He tortured him when he was 7. Compared to Naruto, who was just an outcast and hated by the rest of his village for having the 9 tails in his stomach. It's not like he witnessed a massacre at that age. What Sasuke did was traumatize him enough for his goal to be to exact justice against his own brother, which is valid. Before I go ahead to break down Sasuke even more, I just want to say this reason alone is enough, man. I don't even need to keep going at it. It's some bullshit. And Sasuke wasn't even some depressed emo kid his entire life. Before the massacre happened, he was a happy child. He had a loving family. He looked up to Itachi and wanted to be like him. He had a thriving community of people. He was a normal kid growing up until this happened, which messed him over. Then other characters in the show, like Naruto and Kakashi, would give him lectures, philosophies, and talks on how revenge won't help or it's bad to seek it out because it won't fulfill you. Horse shit! The kid witnessed a tragedy and you're playing it down so bad. His whole
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like especially for cops and shit, bro. If a little jit at the age of 6 sees his whole family getting murdered, you think he gonna be sweet? Nah, he's murdering.
clan was wiped out in front of him. What are you talking about? You ain't put in on this, man. Like, look at the rage on Sasuke's face as a kid. When he finds out Itachi came to the leaf to kidnap Naruto, he was gunning for the guy. He spent a lot of his time after this moment as a kid, training, dedicating himself, and working hard to become strong enough to take this guy out. So much so that when he put him in another Tsukuyomi for 24 hours, reliving the worst moment in his life, bruv. At that point, point I'm signing out. He was literally in the hospital recovering from this. I swear that shit would piss me off, man. Sasuke by then was done with the normal shinobi shit they had in place and had to get more power by any means necessary.
Is that Soul Eater?
Done with the normal shinobi shit they had in place and had to get more power by
Best anime, I don't care.
any means necessary, which meant rolling with the Sound 5 to go train with Orochimaru to become stronger, who also only wanted to get at Sasuke because later down the line he wanted to take over his body. It's mad! And then when we get to Naruto Shippuden, that's when the crash out makes even more sense and
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
gets me angry. After the time skip, when Sasuke finally gets his revenge on Itachi, killing him in their fight, Obito reveals the truth and everything that Itachi ever did to Sasuke was to protect him. That it was all under the plans and
That gotta hurt so far. Imagine killing your own love just to realize they were trying to protect you, bro. Nah.
the ambitions of the Hidden Leaf that convinced Itachi to wipe out the Uchiha clan. That they were ostracized, treated like garbage compared to the other clans in the village. Spied on by the Anbu, which eventually led up to them staging a coup d'etat against the Leaf, which could have shaken up another ninja war. And Itachi didn't want this. When he was 4 years old, he witnessed the deaths of many people in the war and he wanted to protect the peace of the village, of everyone, which led him to following Danzo's orders to wipe out the Uchiha clan, killing his own parents, shouldering that entire burden by himself, becoming a rogue ninja, leading Sasuke to hate him, was all a part of his plan to awaken his Mangekyo Sharingan so he could eventually take revenge on him. He killed everyone he ever loved for peace in the Hidden Leaf, besides Sasuke, because he cared and loved Sasuke more than he did the entire village. That was the moment Sasuke
So real.
realized he murdered his brother without knowing anything about him. He didn't even understand that the problem wasn't against Itachi. Even though Itachi is a bad guy, he still killed his parents, man. But Itachi only did that because at the time they were left with no other option. Hiruzen is a horrible Hokage, bro. He was ass. He couldn't even look after Naruto properly, let alone keep the peace between the village and the Uchiha. He sucked, man. And Tobirama was just a racist. This guy
Rama, bro, hates Uchiha. That nigga is like every white redneck nigga.
did not rate any single Uchiha at all. That's why he put them on the outskirts of the village in the first place. He hated them. As far as I'm concerned, the whole village hated the Uchihas, man. They were dealt a shit hand for the longest time. No wonder they staged the revolution. The biggest problem in Naruto here that led Sasuke to becoming the tragic terrorist he was is the shinobi system itself. It's terrible. They had child soldiers. They were sending kids into the tuning exams where the man them could have just died there and then. Tail beasts were being passed around villages and were given to children to make them Jinchuriki to fight in wars. Kakashi literally had to kill Rin to prevent her from becoming a weapon later. It's horrifying. Sasuke rebelled the system. When he said he wanted to become Hokage, that was to change everything wrong with the society, to make it fair, to break it down and make something better, so no child or person would have to go through what he went through to bring peace. Anyone who would say
When you really think about it, that nigga got a valid point to be the Hokage.
anything against the village is immediately a traitor. If you said burn the Hidden Leaf, the army would be on your case in the next 3 hours and murk you. It's crazy. I haven't fully seen Boruto yet, so I don't know if that same system is still being murk you. It's crazy. I haven't fully seen Boruto yet.
Since when Boruto had dad?
So I don't know if that same system is still being implemented and held to a certain degree in that show. But how can people hate and demonize Sasuke but glorify Itachi? That don't make no sense. Itachi did what he had to do, but Sasuke wanted to flip it and change that, so something like that could never happen again. Sasuke having a vendetta against the Leaf was valid. Him hating everything that happened to him, his family, his clan, his oppressors was just making sense. And also, he did us a big favor by killing that bitch Danzo. Burn that guy, man! And to add in a little extra here.
Danzo a fucking bitch.
Also, he did us a big favor by killing that bitch Danzo. Burn that guy, man! And to add in a little extra here. Everyone in the Hidden Leaf are a bunch of clout chasers, man, I swear. Besides Shikamaru, everyone used to hate Naruto when they were kids. When he started to show how strong he was defending the village, everyone started that crazy. It's mad. Not to mention, Sakura had the balls to make a dead parents joke. What the hell is this, man? Leading on to my next character, this brings me to Gon from Hunter x Hunter. And let's cut
Best MC Crash Out was gone, bro. Not
the shit. His crash out against Pito made no sense in the 2011 adaptation of the anime.
I mean, the adaptation, yeah. But the anime though, the anime itself was fire. The anime, I understand the anime more.
He barely knows Kite to have that much of a reaction to his death. It doesn't add up here. But it turns out there's a lot more to it. In the latest version of the anime, they skipped a huge influence Kite had to Gon that come up in both the 1999 adaptation and the manga. And so with the powers of the 1999 anime, manga, and Reddit, I had a lot of help from Reddit, Gon doing all that shit to Pitou was justified, man. It was adding up. In the 1999 anime and manga, Kite appears near the beginning where he saves Gon from a fox bear and bags him in the face out of concern and thinking he was reckless. Kite then brings up his parents, asking him why they didn't teach him better than to walk in a forest alone by himself. Gon then replies and tells him that he lost both his parents in an accident. And then these two guys just start bonding. The two spend a lot more time together, exploring and going about their business, with Kite eventually revealing to Gon that he's a hunter and that he came to Whale Island to look for his teacher. And his teacher is none other than Gene Freeze. Kite was the first person in the show to tell
His fucking dad
Gon that his father is alive and that he's a hunter. Imagine hearing this, man, you'd be gassed. Gon in his early life was led to believe both his parents died in an accident. That's what Mito told him instead of just saying Ging was a deadbeat. This became a life-changing moment for him, which started his whole journey to find and seek out his father. It became his dream, his aspiration, his goal, and that would have never came to be if it wasn't for Kite sharing stories and telling him that his father was alive. He probably wouldn't have left Whale Island to go out on his journey. It shifted the course of his life forever. The man played an extremely significant role in Gon's early life, to the point where it influenced him to become a hunter, to go on his way, meeting Killua, Kurapika, and Leorio, going through the hunter exam to get his license, amplifying and learning how to use Nen, training with Biscuit on Greed Island, and everything else that happened in the show was all because Kite showed him that. So they already had somewhat of a bond before he appeared in the Chimera Ant arc. He was already close to him. Not to mention, he spent 2 months traveling and working alongside Kite and his team. So you know, they might have been doing some father-son activities. Kite at the beginning of the manga and the 99 show appeared to Gon as an early father figure. Even though their first interaction is brief, he has a major impact on him, inspired him, saved him, showed Gon what it meant to be a hunter and to pursue his own dad, which gave him a link to his father in the first place. If it wasn't for Kite, Gon would have never known anything about Gene, thus giving Gon one of the biggest...
If I get hit with the ad one more time, bro, I'm in this stream, bro. I really
passes to disrespect Pitou like that. You see what my man did to Kite? He kept his corpse. If it wasn't for Kite, Gon would have never known anything about Gene, thus giving Gon one of the biggest passes to disrespect Pitou like that. You see what my man did to Kite? He kept his corpse and turned him into a flipping puppet, bruv. I'm tweaking if I saw that. It's anime crash out 101. Anytime a loved one or someone they care about gets disrespected like that, or anything close to that, they instantly fall into a rage. Finito, they're finished. When Pitou cut Kite's arm off, he was tweaking again, rightfully so, he was mad. But the worst thing about this is that the whole time, Gon thought he could save Kite. He thought there was still a chance he could come out there alive. Everybody else knew he was dead, but Gon stayed optimistic in the idea that Kite could come back. He even waited a whole hour of Pitou fixing Komi to then get them to heal Kite. But Kite couldn't be saved because his soul was already gone. And that moment when Pitou confirms that he's dead, Finito, finessed, finished, coming back, dead, bro. Gon might single-handedly have one of the most craziest anime breakdowns to ever exist. This guy lost the plot, and that became the day Pitou lost their life, bro. I'm talking about they had that shit taken from them, ripped from them. Gon really said, there's no way out of this one. Because when this kid decided to become a JoJo character,
this nigga 12 looking like a 30-year-old grown-ass nigga.
So he absolutely folded Pitou. At that point, he didn't care anymore if he was about to make it out of that fight alive. He wanted to take them down with him. He was ready to lose it. Gon was so affected at Kite's death, he held out hope that Kite was alive for the longest time. He didn't believe anything happened to him. It took him till Pitou confirmed to him that he was dead, that he gave up. Everyone else knew it, but they wouldn't bring up to how bad it would have affected him. Shit, they probably did that because they don't want to die themselves. But that just shows the type of weight Kite had to Gon. It's just essentially losing a loved one to a bad guy. Something that I'm hoping we can all understand. So was Gon right for how he acted against Pitou? No questions, man. They
Hell yes, nigga. Of course he's fucking right.
deserved it. And so this brings me to the final crash out of the video. One of my favorite characters from my favorite animes of all time. One of the many that truly changed how I see side characters. The legend himself,
Vegeta.
Now look, before I argue Vegeta's case, I'm not condoning any murders or crazy acts of violence the guy's done. Okay, that shit don't count. But what I am trying to defend with Vegeta is that I can understand to an extent why he was how he was. Vegeta is the prince of all Saiyans, a warrior race of aliens only known across different planets by fear. Fear of being destroyed or annihilated by them. And bear in mind, they were doing this shit way before Frieza came through. So the timeline of them taking over planets didn't matter. They were still doing it anyway. With Vegeta being the prince, this guy was praised heavy from the day he was born. He was getting glazed. He was giving main character syndrome from Jump. It was so mad that when King Vegeta found out Broly's power level as a baby was higher, he shipped him to a whole different planet. He was a hater. He couldn't let him be stronger than Vegeta. The first time we see this man is when he makes his appearance on Earth a year later after Raditz dies. And I ain't gonna lie to you, at the start, I thought Vegeta was a dickhead, man. This guy didn't care about anyone but himself. Bruv, he was unfazed at his whole planet dying. Frieza personally killed his dad, and this man had no pity whatsoever. Nappa even gave him the suggestion of reviving Raditz with the Dragon Balls, but the man just said, nah, I'ma wish for immortality instead. This guy's a dickhead. Then, the regular Dragon Ball Z shenanigans went down. Everyone else gets their asses whooped by the two Saiyans and the Cybermen until Goku shows up. He comes in, whooped with Kaioken,
The disrespect. Facts. Is
Vegeta couldn't believe it. He wasn't understanding how a low-class warrior like Kakarot could beat an elite Saiyan warrior like Nappa. It wasn't making sense to him. And this is the point in the show where we see Vegeta's pride for the first time. This guy, for the rest of the show, gets an urge, an itch to beat Goku in a fight, to prove he's the strongest. And in that one-on-one fight, after Vegeta mercilessly killed Nappa, Vegeta got jumped, man. This shit ain't right. Granted, he was getting a beating from Goku, but when he turned into a great ape, it was over. The fight was finished. The only reason Goku survived here was because of Yajirobe cutting his tail off. It would have been over for him. And with Goku letting Vegeta go with telling Krillin to hold off on ending him, to him, that may have been one of the worst insults he's ever heard his entire life. He declares himself as the
declare yourself as the strongest, but a nigga's telling you not to kill you, bro.
strongest Saiyan. And to get spared by someone he deems weaker than him, that's just gonna be a stab to the chest. He couldn't handle it. An experience like that, truly humbling. The next time we see Vegeta is on Namek, trying to once again seek out the Dragon Balls to wish for immortality. And yet again, he's a dickhead. Why is he killing the Namekians for? They ain't do nothing, man. But I ain't gonna lie though, my boy Vegeta was on a winning streak. He was handing smoke to people on Namek differently. He told Kui to sit down and shut up with the way he blew him up. Told Dodoria he needs to stretch with the way he hitting that Picasso. And had Zarbon begging for his life before he chucked an energy blast through his body. It's phenomenal. And
it was 20 years in the making, but I did it. Purdue Global makes it to where you can.
I was about to say something mean, but let me just.
And then, I had
this shit looks so wrong. Hey,
Zarbon begging for his life before he chucked an energy blast through his body. It's phenomenal. And then he gets his ass handed to him by Raccoon, and then Frieza gives him one of the worst ass beatings. He got humbled here. It was so bad. Vegeta put his pride aside and started crying to Goku on his deathbed.
Oh, the nigga's a bitch.
Of their side and started crying to Goku on his deathbed, telling him about the demise of his planet, of their species. It had him broken. Then he died. The next time we see Vegeta again is on Earth, and he's chilling. He's gotten well accustomed to his human life. He's got a drip now, and he's got a baby by mashing with Bulma. But best of all, he's a Super Saiyan. Kind of. He once again gets to show how powerful he's become now with defeating Semi-Perfect Cell. But then his ego came out and he let the man absorb 18 when the whole time the Z fighters were trying to get her away from him and Vegeta's head was so far up his own ass. He needed to prove himself by running the fade with Perfect Cell.
Bro, I seen this, right? When he did that shit, bro, I was like, yo, this nigga is done. He's not coming back no more.
And we know how that went. But after this moment, we get one of the few saddest moments from Vegeta. After witnessing both Goku and Gohan's fight against Cell, Vegeta made a vow after Goku's sacrifice to never fight again. Obviously, this isn't forever. In the next arc, he gets back to it. But the point is, you can see in the moment how deeply this affected him. And in the Buu Saga, I don't want to keep it too long, so I'ma just get ahead to it. He lets Babidi mind control him to become Majin Vegeta. And his sole reasoning for doing this is to once again beat Goku. Because no matter how hard Vegeta trained, how much effort he put in, how much work he was doing in the lab to get as strong as him, he realized he would always fall behind him, be in the shadow, never catch up to his strength no matter how hard he trained. It was that self-acceptance in Vegeta that allowed Babidi to influence him with his magic so he could settle the score with Kakarot once and for all. He reverted back to his evil nature solely so he could run the fade with him and win. And by my account, even though he cheap shot him at the end and Goku wasn't using Super Saiyan 3, it don't matter, Vegeta won this one. After their fight, he then knocks the life out of Goku to go fight Buu on his ones, and then we get this forever life-changing scene from Vegeta. Vegeta sacrifices himself. He tells Piccolo to grab
Best thing he did throughout the whole series, I'm not gonna lie. Except when he gave Goku his power to go Ultra Instinct.
Goten and Trunks, asking him beforehand on where he's gonna end up. And even though he said he's definitely going to hell, Vegeta still made up his mind and took it upon himself to end Majin Buu, taking himself with him. And this moment for me as a kid was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. To see Vegeta going from being an arrogant piece of shit who only cares about himself to building a family, adjusting to Earth, a rivalry, and all in all becoming more of a selfless individual, I could relate to the most. The fact that he worked as he could, trained non-stop to be better, to do better, was something inspirational to see as a kid. Him becoming a better person, letting go of his pride, even admitting to Goku saying that he's stronger than him, was crazy. Vegeta let go of his past self and instead became a more fulfilled and less egotistical individual who let go of being some full-on prideful evil psychopath. I mean, he's still a bit prideful and became a protector that Earth could rely on. He called out to the people of Earth when Goku needed to charge a spirit bomb against Buu, and they heard him, but the point is Vegeta called for it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, it's peak character development, what can I say? And do I stand for Vegeta bugging out against Goku and putting the group into the most dangerous situations just because he needed to prove himself to become this type of person? Hell yeah, man, everyone's a bit prideful, don't lie here. And this brings me to the end of yet another Crash Outs video. If you disagree with any of the reasons I gave or got any more Crash Outs you'd want me to jump onto speaking about, let me know. Once again, I appreciate all you watching the video to the end. I love you guys and have a great day. Goodbye.
Alright, so I think that is it for today. Y'all tired? Are y'all tired? I'm saying y'all tired. How much have we recorded? 51 minutes. I still gotta get used to Twitch, all that other shit. Are we going okay? We going okay. But I'm gonna catch y'all niggas later. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know what we gonna do tomorrow, but